So let's talk for a moment about the SEC and put aside, just for the moment, the form of the announcement and go to the substance of the announcement. As I say, the language you used was funding secured. As you said, it's estimated to be about $70 billion. I want to read just an excerpt from Rule 10b-5 that you know well, an SEC rule, just to make sure we have the language in front of us. It shall be unlawful for any person to make any untrue statement of a material fact in connection with the purchase or sale of any security. In fact, he did not have funding secured. How much trouble could he, and for that matter, Tesla, be in?
I think that they are a very inviting target for the plaintiff's bar. Recognize that something like $1.3 billion was lost 2 days ago by the short sellers. They're going to be very bitter, very vindictive, and they want to sue to get some of that back in any way. And their claim will be that he was trying to manipulate a price spike to punish them, and he put out this very flamboyant statement that he had secured funding. That's a super material fact, and it sent the market price up, and that hurt them. So that's one group. There are the people who bought the stock 2 days ago after this announcement. The market has begun to recede a bit, and it may fall off sharply once he discloses finally the transaction structure that he has in mind and the limited funding that he has today. And if the stock price declines, those people will also likely sue.
Professor, though, wouldn't the SEC have to prove or at least find intent? And how challenging may that be?
Well, first of all, you're thinking of the SEC suing. I think there will also be large class actions brought by various classes of investors. And they have to find either that he was extremely reckless or that this was a knowingly false statement. But it's very hard to say that funding has been secured if in depositions he can't identify a single investment bank that's made a single firm commitment. These things just don't get invented. When you're talking about a minimum price of, say, $20 billion to take the company dark, to buy out the small retail shareholders, you're going to have to find some banks that have committed, and all the commentary since this has been disclosed has shown that most of the banks were blindsided. They knew nothing about this, and they're struggling to call up and see if they can get involved, but I don't think you're going to find there were any hard formal commitments.
So, Professor, none of us knows exactly what has been secured or not secured. As you say, and certainly it's confirmed by our reporting, we can't find many people who believe that he has this funding secured. Assume for the moment he doesn't actually have it nailed down. If you're on the board right now, what do you do with your CEO, Elon Musk? And can this board do this given that it's Elon Musk and his role in the importance of that company?
Well, the first thing that I would advise this board to do is to disassociate themselves with Musk's statement. You would say, we have made no proposal. A proposal has been made to us, which we are beginning to consider, but we have not made any representation to shareholders about whether funding has been secured or not. That may make a difference on whether the plaintiffs can sue only Musk or whether they can also sue Tesla, and you're talking about a very large number here in terms of who's going to be liable.